What's up? I'm Eli.
Jimmy.
James.
That's Jingwong.
I'm Brent. The author C.J. Heck once wrote, "We're all products of our environment." What does that really mean? It means that we're all influenced by things, and they shape us and make us into the people that we are today. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that have shaped me, some of my influences. I'm going to be talking to you about my grandpa, the scout hut that I spent a lot of time in as a kid, and the Rich Mountain hike that I took at one of the Boy Scout camps. So for my grandpa, he's my grandpa on my dad's side. I call him Papu. Since I was born, he's been a very important part of my life, and he's been there for me for pretty much my whole life. Now, some of the things that I admire about him are his work ethic and the fact that he wants to do things himself. He doesn't pay people to do any construction work. He doesn't pay people to do any mechanic work. Basically, if there's anything that he can do or he can learn how to do, he's going to do it. And as a kid growing up, I didn't really understand, but now that I'm an adult, it makes a lot of sense. If you can do something yourself, why put it off on someone else? It's good to learn things, and it's good to be able to, do things on your own in case you can't rely on somebody. Another thing I really respect about my grandpa is that he's always been respectful to everybody, regardless of race or how much money they make or what kind of position they're in. He respects everyone. I'm going to move on to the scout hut that I was talking about earlier. I was a Boy Scout for probably about 10 years. I learned a lot of things in the Boy Scouts, and I spent a lot of times in the Boy Scouts, but one of the most influential places to me in my whole life was the scout hut that we met at every single week. Now, we wouldn't have everything, or we wouldn't have something to do every week as far as, learning a merit badge or something like that, but we would always be doing something, whether it was learning an important lesson or a skill or planning for a camping trip, just learning something. Some of the things that I learned were the scout motto, which is to always be prepared. I think everybody can do that. The scout law, which is to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And most importantly, I think, is the scout slogan, do a good turn daily, which means you see something good that you can do it. Why not? It'll make you a better person. Now, while I was in Boy Scouts, we would go on a lot of camping trips, and one of the most influential camping trips I ever went on was Camp Pioneer. Now, Camp Pioneer is a camp in the middle of the woods in western Arkansas. There's nothing around. You're in the woods for a week, learning how to do things that you would need to survive in the woods. At that camp, they have a hike called the Rich Mountain hike. Rich Mountain is about 20 miles from the camp itself, and you gotta walk the whole way there. So on the day of the hike, we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, still dark outside, got all of our gear ready, ate breakfast, and we started on the hike. But before the hike could even really start, we had to wade across the river. The river was probably up to everybody's chest. It was really high, and it was kind of hard to get through it. So we had to take our backpacks off, hold them over our heads, and wade across the river. So by the time we crossed the river, we were already soaking wet, obviously. So we had to stop, change socks. You don't want to be hiking in wet socks. It's a good way to get rashes on your feet. So we start hiking, and about 5 miles down the road, it starts pouring down rain. We've already been soaked once. Most of us only brought one pair of socks. Got to change socks again. So here we are, having been drenched twice, only halfway through this 20-mile hike, and we get lost. We wander around for a couple of hours wondering where we're supposed to be, where we're supposed to be going. A lot of people decided they wanted to give up. A lot of people left the hike. Not me, not my group. We continued, and eventually we found the way we were supposed to go. Straight to the foot of a mountain. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever hiked up a mountain, but it's kind of hard. The last mile of this hike was probably a 45-degree angle. A whole mile, 45 degrees. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. The whole time, all I could think about was giving up, quitting, sitting down, taking a rest. But I didn't do it. By the time I got to the top of that mountain, there was a feast laid out in the hotel that's at the top. It was the best meal I'd ever had. Not because it was the best food I ever had. It really wasn't all that great. But it was the best meal I ever had because I earned it. I worked my butt off to get up there, and I was proud of myself. So, my grandpa taught me important things about work ethic, about respecting people. Scout Hut taught me important things about character and ethics and morals. And Rich Mountain taught me perseverance and to never give up. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Think about this. What are some of the influences that you had on your life, and why are you the way you are today?